name is LJ and I'm a personal trainer, fitness instructor and blogger from Wildcat Fitness. I am here today with Misfits Nutrition, bringing you guys a beginner's lower body weighted workout. So I'm going to take you through 5 exercises which are going to hit all the major muscles in the lower body and help you to feel confident when you're lifting weights in the gym. So the first exercise that we're going to do today for our lower body is squats. I am actually going to recommend that you only use one dumbbell to start with. That way you can really focus on your technique, because actually it's the technique that will make the biggest difference when it comes to an exercise like squats. So you could be doing it with 2 dumbbells or a bar, but if your technique isn't good, it won't be anywhere near as effective. So a really good way to drive your technique is to start with one dumbbell only. So as always, if you're not sure how much weight you can lift, go light, be cautious until you are confident, and then you can work your way up and increase from there. So with the dumbbell, I'm going to recommend that you hold it level with your collarbone. This way it will help you focus on your upper body position and make sure that you keep your chest lifted throughout. In terms of your foot position, you want your feet just outside your hips, toes ever so slightly to the ground with soft knees. On top of your squat, you never lock your knees. Keep your weight into the back of your heels. That will focus on your glutes and your hamstrings. So shoulders back and down, pulling the weight with both hands nice and safe to go through the grip on it. Pushing back to your heels, ideally you want to take the bum level with the back of the knees and driving through those feet to the top, keeping the knees nice and soft. So again, about 2 to 3 seconds on the way down. Nice and quick on the way up, exhaling on the effort. Pushing back into your heels, keeping your chest lifted, keeping your core engaged, making sure you can feel this into your glutes, i.e. your butt. So you're making sure you're driving back, your hips are even, pushing them away, back from where you're going. Again, keeping that upper body lifted. That's why holding this dumbbell like this is really, really useful for this particular exercise, especially for new to squatting, because it focuses you on that position and allows you to keep your chest lifted and more tight and really focus on working the bum and the lower body. So we're going to do 4 more here. So driving back to your heels, squeeze into the top full glute engagement. 3 more, making sure you're driving as you come up, squeeze with your blocking knees. 2 more to go, core is nice and tight. And as you go down, exhale as you push away. Last one, all the way down, driving through your heels, squeezing up to the top. And that is your first set. 2 more to go. So the second exercise that we're going to do in today's lower body workout is some lunges. So all you need for this is a pair of dumbbells and a bit of room around you. I'm going to recommend for you guys that you do 10 lunges on each leg. So 10 on one, 10 on the other, so halfway through. I'm only going to do 6 on each leg with you just so you get a chance to focus on the technique. It really doesn't matter which leg you start on, you do both of them individually. Again, in terms of the weights, I would go light to start with. You may even, if you're running into lunges, want to do this on body weight only to start with until you're confident and then putting in some weights from there. So, to set up our lunge, you want to take a long and wide step. So you want your feet roughly hip width apart, and you want a nice long distance in between them. It's the front leg that we're working when we're lunging. The back one is just there for balance, so you want to keep your back heel lifted. Front leg, the weight is into the heel, and you want to make sure you have a 90-degree angle, keeping that knee in line with your ankle as you come down. So weight in each hand, keeping your chest nice and tall. You're going to drive it down so that front thigh is parallel with the floor, and push up to the top, as I said, through that front heel. Shoulders back, keeping that spine nice and tall, making sure that front knee doesn't go over the ankle, just driving straight down, straight up. So keeping that focus into the glute, a little bit into the thighs there at the front as well. You might feel this a bit into your core. Obviously you are switching the legs, so you're just transferring that balance a little bit. Taking it down, front thigh parallel, driving up through the heel. I'm going to do 1 more with you on this leg before we change. So taking it down, driving up to the top, and then when you've done your 10, this is when you would swap. So onto the other leg, exactly the same setup, keeping that back heel lifted, front knee in line with the front ankle, and then pushing floor away as you come up to the top. So shoulders back and down, keeping that core nice and tight. 90 degrees front and back, no weight in the back leg if you can help it. As I say, just there to help you balance. Just do a couple more with you on this leg. So taking it down front leg parallel, drive through the heel, 1 more to go. Keep that core nice and tight. Drive it up to the top. There you go. 10 on each leg, that constitutes 1 set. and then we'll do that. So the next exercise that we're going to do in today's lower body workout is a deadlift. So once again, you need 2 dumbbells for this. I recommend going relatively heavy, but obviously it needs to be a weight you can hold in both hands for the whole of the exercise. So whatever you're comfortable with, but whatever you can feel yourself being challenged into the lower body, because that's what was important for this exercise. So glutes and hamstrings and a little bit of core. Again, as you progress through this exercise, you can start to use the bar, but for the purpose of this beginner's workout, I'm going to demonstrate the dumbbells because it can really help you to perfect your deadlift technique. So you're going to set yourself up with your feet parallel, your toes facing forward, about hip width apart. Your palms are facing in towards your thighs, and you want to make sure your blades are back and down. As I said, this is a lower body exercise, so you want to be leading from the lower body. So tipping from the hips, sliding those weights down the front of the thighs, just below the kneecaps, keeping that chin tucked in, and driving through heels to the top, glutes and hamstrings. So sliding those weights down the front of the legs, keeping that back nice and flat, driving up to the top. In this one, it is really important that you go nice and slow on the way down to get that full rip into the back of the legs. But it is quick on the way up to get that drive and that lower body activation. So you'll see that my chin is tucked in, my eyes are on the floor, I'm protecting my neck during this exercise. Don't forget the neck is part of the spine as well. You'll probably notice I'm actively squeezing my glutes into this food. So sliding it down, big drive to the top, squeeze it up. As for the lower body exercise, you inhale on the way down, exhale on the effort, drive it up. Just do a couple more with you. Keep that spine nice and long. Keep pushing those hips right back, drive to the top, plus slide it in front of the thighs, push, big squeeze. Set number 1 done, have a break for 45 to 60 seconds. So the next exercise that we're doing in today's lower body workout is a sumo squat. So as you'll see when we do the exercise, these are very different to a regular squat, and we're targeting a different group of muscles. So we're going to be working now into the inner thighs and a little bit more into the base of the glutes. I only need 1 dumbbell for this. Again, I recommend going relatively heavy for this one, but only as much as you are confident with. If you're not sure, go light to start with, especially if you're concerned about your balance. That is a key factor when it comes to a sumo squat. Once the weight doesn't become challenging anymore, then that's when you need to start to look to increase it. So heavy as you can safely do. You're going to take this now, this is where the difference comes. The positioning for the sumo squat is completely different to a regular squat. You want to take your feet a little bit wider than you would normally, and you want to turn your toes out. The aim is to try and get those knees coming up over the toes. Just one thing to watch that you don't roll in through those ankles, so if you need to adjust your foot position, you can do. You want to focus on keeping the spine really nice and tall, and you always want to imagine the dumbbell as being an extension of your spine, just one straight line as you're going down. So, taking those knees out to the side, taking the dumbbell as low as it can go without letting that upper body tip forward, and drive through your heels to the top, squeezing the thighs, squeeze through the base of the arm. So all the way down, nice to the spine, nice tight core. Really focus on shooting those knees out to the side as much as you can. So keep them in line with the toes. You really should start to feel those into the inside of your thighs and then squeeze the glutes there at the top. Notice how my chest is lifting throughout the whole of this exercise. I'm not turning forward, trying not to round my shoulders, thinking about taking that weight straight down towards the floor, pushing my heels to drive me to the top. Inhale all the way down, exhale all the way up. I'm going to do 3 more with you guys. As with the other exercises, you do 12 reps of these. And do a couple more here, so knees out over the toes, drive through the heels to the top. Just one more time. So taking those knees out, squeezing all the way nice and long. So that was your first set, 12 reps, 45 to 60 seconds rest, and 2 more sets to go. So the last exercise that we're going to do today in our lower body workout is a glute bridge. So you need to be lying down on the floor for this one, so make sure you have a mat so your back is nice and comfortable. I also really recommend that you put your feet on a slightly raised surface, so a step like this one is perfect. I think using a plate is slightly easier for the bridge because it will sit flush against your thighs. You can use a dumbbell, just whatever you prefer, or if you have to hand, but I'm going to be doing it today with a plate. So you are going to lie yourself back and pop both of your feet onto your raised surface. Pop your heels down and your feet are roughly hip width apart. You want your bum nice and close to your bench or your step. Hold your plate against your thighs. Make sure you are taking that distance into your lower body. You want to be targeting glutes and hamstrings with this exercise. Your shoulders are going to stay on the mat the whole way through. So you're focusing on pushing your heels to get the isolation movements in your body. Do make sure you keep your hands on the plate or your dumbbells so it doesn't come back onto you, and so you're pushing exercises. So once again, the reset of 12 reps. So, pushing through your heels, up as high as you can, squeezing your bum, squeezing your hamstrings, hips are nice and even, and then you control it down. As soon as you feel your glutes touch the mat, up you come again. So it's a big squeeze, nice and quick to the top, keeping the shoulders down, keeping yourself in contact with that plate, squeezing into that lower body. As I said, you should feel this all the way down the back of your legs. Heels stay on that raised surface, they stay roughly hip width apart. Make sure even as you come up to the top, you get that really nice big squeeze. So all the way up, high as you can. Make sure there's no pressure on that lower back. You're focusing on the backs of those legs, into the bum, into the thighs, keeping that core nice and tight, that bum locked in. Remember your upper body isn't doing anything in this one. Got the back of your head and the shoulders in contact with the mat. You want to actively squeeze as you come up to the top of this one. So you want to help out those glutes, make sure they're working all the way up. And as with all of our other exercises, you are exhaling on the effort. Inhaling as you come back down, and do 3 more complete here. So driving up to the top, bum and hamstrings. Let's just do 2 more, and that's our first set done. So really big squeeze up, even through the hips, into the glutes and the core. Let's go for our last one, last bridge here. Drive it up, nice squeeze, keep control of that plate as you lower back down. So that was our first set, 12 reps there of the bridges, 45 to 60 seconds rest, and then 2 more seconds. So that was your lower body weighted workout. I'm taking you through 5 exercises there, so squats, lunges, deadlifts, sumo squats, and your glute bridges. We've targeted all the major lower body muscles there, and hopefully giving you some confidence when it comes to using weights and training your lower body in the gym. I really recommend now, having done so much workout in your lower body muscles, that you refill with some protein. So I've got a Misfits Nutrition chocolate shake here, perfect way to help repair your muscles